So, hello everyone, Honey Lily here, and I hope that everyone is doing amazing in this afternoon. So this morning I was streaming some The Dark Picture Anthology, Man of Medan, and now we are going to continue Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. Now this is the fourth part, and I have a small announcement to make. I have made the decision to continue only in English and not translate for this part of the game until the end. And what I will do is for my French fellows, I will redo this game in French. So, that being said, we are going to start this off. Now, the last time, where were we? Exactly. We were, basically, we were sired into becoming a kindred. It was not a sire that was authorized by, it wasn't an embrace authorized by the prince, so we got judged, and someone took us under her wing, Sophie. And since then, we've been basically learning how to deal with being a vampire, how to hunt. And she introduced us to a young girl who basically was like a juice box for us. So that's pretty much where we're at right now. We had gone into the park also to hunt, and we had a mishap with someone else that we don't know exactly who he is. And he was staked and put into the back of the trunk, and he is actually going to pass in front of the prince. So I believe this is where we are at. So let's go. Let's continue this. You open your eyes. It's pitch dark here, the blackness of a coffin, drifting in the abyss. Oh, right, the light. You grasp for the switch, flip it, the familiar cramped room with a steel door and no windows come into view. You emerge from the bedroom fully awake, just like yesterday. This time, however, Sophie is waiting for you, comfortably seated on the sofa in your living room space, a book in her hand. The Melancholy of Resistance. The title's sure on brand. Good evening, Jack. So we have three choices here. Either we answer her back, good evening, Sophie, how did you get inside, or sorry to have kept you waiting. Well, the Bruja in me definitely doesn't want to apologize for anything, and good evening just doesn't seem fit. How did you get inside would be my question, because, well, this is my apartment, so get the F out, right? How did you get inside the apartment? After a long spirited battle, I managed to defeat the lock. She produces a keychain with a faceted emerald at the end, and jingles it in the air with a wry smile. It's my apartment. It's my apartment, remember? Yeah, that's true, it is hers. Come, we have an appointment. I received word Elysium would be called again tonight on account of your unruly friend from Corona Park. This should be a great opportunity for you to mingle. She keeps talking as you walk downstairs and get in the car. Gregory gives you a slight nod and a small smile while opening the door for Sophie. He starts the car when you take your seat in the back. Most of the Primogen Council is bound to be there, at least those who usually attend, probably some other important personalities. You do well to at least learn about. So let's go see what the new definition is. The Primogen Council. So the Primogen Council represents the interests of the local kindred and advertises the prince on matters of law and rule. Traditionally, it consists of representatives from each of the most prominent clans or factions in the domain, naturally favoring those of the Camarilla, though outsiders are allowed to report any issues to a Primogen not of their own clan. Primogens are often elders, but despite the term Primogen from Latin means the firstborn, there are no rules in place that this is how it must be. In fact, during the last few decades, more and more councils have seen drastic changes to their structure. So I have 3 options here. Who should I talk to? How should I carry myself when inside? And more politics? Great. What do you think, Demon? If you're the Bruja, so remember you're the Bruja is someone who doesn't like to necessarily go with authority, kind of aggressive, a mind of their own, but we've got to survive, so I think I would go more with more politics. Great. How should I carry myself inside? He seems a little too cooperative with that. What do you think? You still want me to go with 2? If you want me to go with 2, I'll go with 2. But we're Bruja here. Remember that. Still with 2? Okay, fine. How should I carry myself inside? You never told me if there's any savoir-vivre kind of rules I should respect when talking to other vampires. Knowing that you're among your superior is probably the most important. In our society, status comes with age. Pardon my sincerity, but you are insignificant. Oh, not even associating with me can make the fact that you've been kindred for barely a few nights be forgotten. So know your place. Stay out of your superior's business and show the utmost respect. Respect? What's that? Thanking the prince for sparing you, and maybe having a friendly chat with Kadzir publicly might show your gratefulness for being a part of the Camarilla now. I would suggest you make it sincere. Why did you have to have me ask that question, Demon? Now I feel like I gotta lie through my teeth. Maybe I will. At any rate, you should behave yourself tonight. Remember what I told you about reflecting on me as your patron. I have a reputation to uphold in the court. Do not tarnish it. There it is. She might have saved you. She might be protecting and teaching you, but it's clear what she's really concerned about. Her own interest. You step into the art hole with something of a bad memory. The last time you were here, your entire world had been turned upside down and your existence nearly ended. But tonight there is very little outward hostility. Yes, Kadzeev gives you a look that's definitely intended to remind you of your place, but the prince also in attendance seems pleased to see you. Welcome, Sophie. Jack. Did I get that right? Good evening to both of you. I understand there is something else you wish to present to the court tonight. Yes, Prince. They will be joining us shortly. My assistant is retrieving them presently. This better be worth the prince's time, Langley. The prince gives Kadzir a cold glance. Forgive the sheriff's harshness. He's in a particularly foul mood tonight. Something to do with Jack's begetter eluding his grasps, I believe. Ouch! That must have hurt his ego, even if his only reply is a crooked smile. The mention of your sire makes you come back to all the talk of eschewing societal norms, societal norms and delusionment with the status quo you enjoyed back in the club. Look at you now, behaved and agreeable. She likely wouldn't be too happy with this whole setup. Prince, court, hierarchy, titles, but hey, she's gone. Probably forever. If you ever break out of this, it'll be on your own. The flaring up of whispers in the gallery hall breaks you out of your thoughts. Gregory enters the room. The jumpsuits clad inert, vampire still staked on his shoulder. The show's about to start. Sophie's driver places his charge in the middle of the room and nods respectfully to Kezia. The sheriff approaches the vampire and removes the stake from his chest. The captive's eye flickers to life, and he starts looking around in disbelief, like a cornered animal. He backs out on all four, keeps going in circles until he realizes he's trapped. Kezia steps on the man's chest and pins him to the floor. Why? Who do we have here? Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. No, come on, don't. Silence. The sheriff takes on an aura of utter dread. He appears as if he's primal force of nature that's out to get you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but shrivel in terror. The beast inside you shrieks, and you could swear it happens in unison with the instincts of some of the other guests here tonight. It's unlike anything you've experienced in his company during your turbulent first night as vampire. He really did go easy on you, all things considered. It seems like it takes all of the hoodlum's willpower not to crawl into a fetal position and start crying. No, please, don't hurt me, man. Don't! You and me are going to have a little talk downstairs, at the prince's discretion. Please, go ahead, my sheriff. You heard the prince. Get up. Let's go. He doesn't wait for a confirmation. He just grabs the man and drags him, kicking and screaming, out of the room. Conversations start all around you, some whispered, some quite overt. Sophie looks somewhat bored of the whole affair, her eyes wandering from art piece to art piece, clearly finding nothing to her particular liking. Torture in an art gallery? Will Kadir manage on his own, or what happens now? I'm not surprised that there's torture here, because they did bring me here to basically end my life in the beginning. Will Kadir manage on his own? I'm pretty sure he can handle himself. So I guess I would go with what happens now. Do you agree, Demon? 3? Yeah, okay, good. So, what happens now? It'll be at least some minutes before Kezia gets the information he seeks out of this thug. Why not mingle while we wait for him to break? Excuse me? Sophie leaves your side and goes to a corner of the gallery where a group of kindred, some seemingly pretty old-fashioned, gathered. A concierge offers you a drink. Still warm, it smells nice. Just a sip to start you off, a splash over your palate, coating your tongue and the inside of your cheeks. Nourishment. You're left to your own device. You have a quick look around. The prince is currently talking to a dark-skinned woman that you recall seeing here those few nights ago. She has a cold but noble countenance to her. Their conversation seems to be casual. A loud, shrill laugh turns your attention to the bespectacled man who you saw with Sophie on the night of your judgment. He's making the rounds, chatting up different patrons. You feel somebody's eyes on you. A casually dressed, plain-looking man stands alone near a column, watching you. He turns his gaze away sheepishly when he realizes you've noticed. Try to talk to the prince, chat up the man with glasses, confront the man looking at you. I don't think I should talk to the prince because she did tell us that we're basically a nobody, so I wouldn't try that. Chat up the man with the glasses. Yeah, confronting seems more like something I would do. I agree with you there, Demon. Let's do that. There's something about this guy. It's not that he's staring at you. Most everybody in this room has, at one point or another. It's how he does it. He seems shy, maybe even afraid. It's hard to find a secluded spot in the gallery tonight. But this guy has an entire corner of the room all to himself. As you approach, he's standing alone with no glass in hand, and worried look on his face. Good evening, Mr. Something's wrong? Or, so what's so interesting about me? I would definitely go with number 3. Yeah. So, care to tell me what's so interesting about me that you've been looking at me since I came in? Sorry, didn't mean to pry. Just seeing how you're doing. You're still in one piece. That's good. I'm glad. The name's Larson, or you can call me Robert. Either's fine. What's your role in this court? Why are you standing here alone like this? Or so, who are you? I would go again with number 3. What do you think, Demon? Okay, good. So, who are you? You mean like generally? A vampire. Same as you. Though I might not quite look it. I'm one of Princess Penard's Primogen. I'm here on business. In case the prince requires my insight. Usually it's so she can hear me out before ignoring me. Not sure if you were paying attention the other night, but when the prince mentioned diverging opinions on whether you should be executed or not, that was me. I was the diverging opinion. Wow, thank you. What was your reasoning? And you were ignored. Oh, that last one is kind of like a stab a bit, you know, and you were ignored because, like, she was going to kill him anyways, right? What was your reasoning? Yeah, let's do that because, I mean, he hasn't been an ass to me and he's basically saved my life, so, well, tried to anyways. Not that I'm ungrateful, but out of curiosity, what was your reasoning? My reasoning? Just common sense. That you shouldn't be blamed for being assaulted and essentially murdered, to boot. But, as Kadzeo loves to say, the traditions are clear. Listen, I don't want to be rude, and I appreciate you reaching out, but word of advice, stay away from me. Many vampires in this sect regard my position as Primogen to be some kind of a joke, you know? You talk to me, they'll notice, and they'll hold it against you. You have a quick look behind you and see that a few of the kindred keep shooting you curious glances. One woman in particular, a redhead boasting a fanciful hairstyle, watches you disapprovingly. Some of them already do, I imagine. Excuse me, I need to try to get a word in with a few Primogen members before Kedziak returns. Enjoy your night. With just the critical looks of a few kindred to keep you company, you start thinking about who to pursue next. You notice Sophie mingling with other kindred, clearly in her element and not to be disturbed. Kedziak hasn't come back yet, so you can probably still find time for at least one conversation. Chat up the man with the glasses or try to talk to the prince. Let's go with number 1. Do you agree? 2? 1. The man notices your attention, but it takes a few minutes before he pauses his mingling for long enough to actually approach him. He looks at you quizzically. Thomas Arturo. Pardon? Who? Or is that your name? Is that your name? Yeah, who? Who? Me, I'm Thomas Arturo. I assume you'd like to know. I know you, by name only, of course. Jack? Embraced just a few nights ago, huh? Well. How's Undeath treating you? Either I'm coping, I'm beginning to like it, or I'm miserable, to be honest. I don't want to be honest with him, I don't know him, so I'll just say I'm coping. I would go with I'm coping, or I'm beginning to like it. I'm not really beginning to like it, and I'm not miserable. And I don't want to be honest with this guy I just met. So, I'm going to go with 1. Sorry, demon. It takes some getting used to, for sure. Oh, it sure does. Sure does. Good thing we have an eternity to make the best of it, right? He takes a moment to clean his glasses, completely ignoring you until he's done, and puts them back on. I'm sorry, got a bit distracted. You know, most of us don't need to wear these, right? I can't see just fine without them, but it's a statement. The damn things keep catching specks of dust and other assorted shit, though. Never stay clean for long. Sometimes I think they're more trouble than they're worth, wouldn't you say? If they're a pain, why wear them? They look good on you, or you like it when things are clean? I'd go with number 1. If they're a pain, why wear them? I say if it's a pain to wear them and you don't need them, why do it? Like I said, it's a statement. Inconvenience is no excuse to stop pursuing perfection. What else is there, really? Alright, that was a nice chat, but I have to catch up with a few other fellows tonight. Talk to you later. Jeannie. Hey, Jeannie! He doesn't even give you a chance to say goodbye. He's already off, grabbing 2 glasses off a concierge tray and handing one to a mustachioed man nearby. A loud exchange near the staircase grabs everyone's attention. Kedziak is back, and the hoodlum is with him. The sheriff pushes his unfortunate victim inside the room. The vampire that threatened you last night is a mess. That stupid hat is still inexplicably on his head, covering some of his ruined face in welcome shadows. He's barely conscious. His shin is broken. You think something protruding there, making the pant leg bulge. One arm seems twisted at a strange angle. Very little blood, surprisingly, but clearly a whole lot of hurt. Well, Kedziak, did our guest cooperate? Tell the prince your name. It's Howard. And who do you run with, Howard? The Midnighters. An anarch coterie, my prince. Active for some time now, though from what this one told me, the name is about the only legacy the group has kept over the years. Coterie. A small group of kindred united by the need for support and sometimes common interests. The anarch movement. a vampire sect that opposes the tyranny of elders and has placed itself outside the secret society of the Camarilla. I'm just gonna do something real quick. Just gonna turn this down a little. There we go. It was pretty strong in my ears. Sorry about that, guys. I see. Hey, Prince. I didn't mean it. I didn't know. I didn't. A loud crack makes some of the guests audibly gasp as Kedzia's slap dislocates the man's jaw. A spray of blood creates something like an abstract art piece on the floor. This one is guilty of threatening a member of the Camarilla and claiming a domain without the prince's approval. That alone would be enough to pass swift judgment, but he is also anarch scum. My prince? There can only be one verdict. Final death. Do your duty, sheriff. So final death is when a vampire ceases to exist, crossing the line from undeath into true death. Unless, of course, somebody would like to play at being a good Samaritan like our dear Mrs. Langley a few nights ago. The look of the prince serves you and Sophie... Sorry. Hey, Lady Cliss! How are you, girl? The look the prince serves you and Sophie is a cruel jest. Sophie takes it gracefully, smiling and slipping her arm under yours in a strange public show of affection. If that's affection, imagine what she would do if she doesn't like you. How are you? I was lurking on your stream yesterday. Sorry I didn't talk so much. We were doing Telltales of Sea of Thieves. Oh, that's so cool. But you know what? Just the fact that you were there and you were lurking is super appreciated. So don't even worry about it. How are you doing today? My game reminded you a lot of Far Cry? Nice. I don't know Far Cry. I haven't played. But I heard that it's good, so. Nobody says anything. The vampire named Howard jumps to his feet and makes for the window. So we have three options here. Stop Howard from escaping, do not intervene, or celebrity grab Howard. I kind of want to go with that one. Can I go with that one? I would have loved that it was not so obvious and the pirates would have just left them alone. That would have been a plot twist. Yeah, that is so true. We've actually progressed this morning, Lady Cliss, actually. We've played from like 10 to noonish. I'm doing well indoor with the AC on. You indoor with AC as well? Oh yes. Oh yes. I mean, I did a bit of Just Dance off stream after I ate lunch and that, but yeah. Having a lot of fun. But yeah, we progressed in the game as well this morning. And we will be playing again tonight around 8. The Man of Medan one. So, demon number 1, 2, or 3. I would go with 3. Does demon see the same things as you on the screen, or he has a view? So yeah. So sometimes we're together. If ever you rewatch the VOD, sometimes we're together, but even if we're together, we don't necessarily see the same things. And in some other some other moments, he has like a different storyline with another character, and then I have one. Yeah, they are very tough. Trust me. Like with the gun, yeah, take or escape for sure, 100%. Yeah. But it's awesome because Demon does resume whatever he sees on his, so we give that time to kind of put our clues together and figure it out. And we have a setup where both TVs are in the living room, so I can see his view and he can see mine as well. So that does help. Okay, let's pick celebrity. In a split second, you make your choice. Focusing your blood, you dash forward and grab Howard by the back of his jumpsuit, pulling him away from the window. You expect some resistance, but find you don't hate to worry about it when a swift cut separates Howard's head from his body. You let go, and the headless corpse slumps to the ground. Do you play at the same time, or does your game pause so he can make choices? So we really literally play on the same time. So if he'll advance to, let's say, a specific place that starts a cutscene, it'll literally, like it happened today, where I was in a room and he arrived at a certain part in the game where I was literally like teleported from that room to wherever he was, and then all of a sudden we were facing each other, and he thought I was someone else, which was kind of crazy a little, you know. So that part of the game was a little not well made, would be my comment on that part.
How are you interested in sports movies?
My boy just arrived. Hey, boy. Anyways, so yeah, so we just have a headless Howard now. Kazuya is standing between you and the window, his sword drawn and an ugly smile on his face. We did play A Way Out. We stopped at a certain moment. If you played it, then I'm pretty sure that you know where we stopped. Sorry for all the questions. Oh no worries. Have you played A Way Out? Because if you did, then I'm pretty sure you know. No? Okay. So I can't say where we stopped exactly, and I can't say why, just because it would be a spoiler. So yeah, at that point we were like, nope. So one day, maybe one day we might eventually play it again on stream. We're not sure. I don't know, we'll see. Well, Jack, your eagerness is laudable, if unnecessarily. That Howard fellow couldn't have hoped to escape his fate, not facing Kazuya's expertise. So did I overstep? Sounds like I overstepped. However, I have made note of this show of loyalty on both your and your patron's accounts. Okay, so that's good. I think I saw you play through, because I remember seeing someone play it. Yeah, no, it wasn't me on live though. And I knew you tried a couple of games, but could not put my finger on which game. Now I know where I know that game from. Actually, no, but I didn't play it on stream. Not yet, anyways. Oh, but maybe you saw me starting to play with my boy, UFO. I did start streaming it, and there was a live from me and UFO playing, but we did not end up continuing. So that could be it, because I didn't keep it in a VOD. It was a little complicated to do, in my opinion. Yeah. Anyways. It looks fun, and I like the split screen display. Yeah, for sure. 100%. It's super fun. And it is comparable as far as the gameplay goes. I thought it's similar. I would like to thank Miss Langley for bringing this anarch thug to my and Kadir's attention. I assume all have found the verdict satisfactory. It's a rhetorical question, and everybody here knows it. Okay, I'll let you play now. If you want another co-op game, wait for it. Takes Two to be on sale. Yeah, true. No, but don't worry about it. You can ask all the questions you want, Lady Close. No worries. I enjoy it a lot that you're here. It's really awesome that you're here. Thank you so much. It's a rhetorical question, and everybody here knows it. Then I consider tonight's meeting concluded. Good night to all of you. She steps out of the room, and you see that many of the guests move to do the same. Sophie seems to be conversing with someone, a serious-looking man in a trench coat, about what transpired. You probably had the time to strike up a conversation of your own, too. Kazuya Alasmai is still here, for one, but clearly getting ready to leave. Both Larson and Arturo seem to have stayed around, too. One is still moping around, the other chatting with the remaining attendants as if nothing happened in the meantime. So we have a choice to either talk to Kazuya before he leaves, talk to Robert Larson again, talk to Thomas Arturo again. So I would go with Kazuya because Sophie did mention she would have liked us to talk to him. So do you agree, Demon? And do you agree, Lady Cliss? Let me know. Sorry, just trying to finish my little strawberry lemonade. She's like, go with it, I'll support you. All choices are good, it depends where you want to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with talk to Kazuya. The sheriff's mood seems to have improved. So saying your piece, sorry, whoa, that skipped. The sheriff's mood seems to have improved. So you decide you won't get a better shot at saying your piece. He's just sheathing his sword as you approach him. He notices you just before his face turns from a melancholic frown back to his regular predatory smirk. You seem to have caught him in a moment of reflection. What is it, Jack? I wanted to thank you for bringing me here. Is everyone all right? Impressive work tonight. Like what storyline you want to uncover, for sure. The artwork is so nice in this game. I agree. It is very nice. I don't think I'm comfortable in caring how he's doing. I am impressed by his work, and I'm not sure I want to thank him. So, Demon, you say 3? I agree with 3. Let's do 3. I just wanted to say, I thought your work tonight was impressive. It was over in a blink of an eye. The smirk widens. He's clearly happy with himself. A fan of my handiwork. Interesting. You were this close to experiencing it firsthand. I would have thought you'd get some nasty flashbacks. You're playing a man. Ooh, plot twist. Still, I have to admit, I was as surprised as the prince when you jumped at the opportunity to stop the anarch from escaping. I was sure Valerie would have beat you to it. Is there nothing else? I'll be taking my leave. Ooh, why are you so mean? Do you enjoy being sheriff? Can you tell me something about Sophie? I don't want to go straight to Sophie because he's going to think that I'm trying to disrespect her by asking around. Do you enjoy being sheriff? And yeah, I don't want to confront him. I am kind of thankful that I'm not dead. So, do you enjoy being sheriff? Tell me, do you enjoy this? Being a sheriff for Prince Panard? Enjoyment has nothing to do with this. It's my duty. When Calibros asked me to fill the shoes of the sheriff and root out our enemies, I was glad to serve the sect. When Helen became prince, I asked that I keep doing this. I agreed because, when Helen became prince and asked that I keep doing this, I agreed because I believe in the Camarilla and I respect the fact that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. He picks up the sword and turns towards the stairs. If more kindred understood that, my job would be much duller, though. On that note, I wish you a good night. And watch yourself. You've messed up my batting average, so I'll be sure to keep a close eye on you. With that final threat, he leaves the gallery. It's right about when Sophie also ends her conversation and walks over to you. Interesting evening, wasn't it? Come, Gregory's waiting downstairs. She seems preoccupied with something and not in a talkative mood. It's an awkward ride back to the city. I know. I love how everyone hates us too. It's just that way when you're a noob coming into this whole game of vampirism and kindred and embraces and all that. You're like the noob, so no one likes the new guy. Unfortunately. This time you arrive at another building, just 2 streets across from your apartment. She brings you upstairs through a very nice lobby and a luxurious looking hall into her domain. Please have a seat. I shall bring it. I'll get it. I promise. I shall be right with you. You take in your surroundings. The apartment is like a gallery, an old school smoking room that you've seen in some period piece once, and a nouveau riche's living room meticulously combined together. So weird. Apologies, old habits die hard. Clearly, some stick with you even after your death. She drags on her cigarette and breathes out. Breathes. How is she doing that? Can you do that? Oh yes, you might not know. It takes some practice, but you can keep smoking if you like. Other things too. Experiment. You might surprise yourself. But I did not bring you here to show off. This is where I rest these nights. That door in the back, the bedroom, similar to yours. I have servants and bodyguards in addition, of course. No, we're vampires, so we don't breathe. 100% she wanted to show off. Yeah. And I'm like practically wondering if she's like starting to kind of come on to him a little. Like, why would she show him his bedroom and say, yeah, that's my bedroom and I have bodyguards? It's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't like her. Yeah. Well, she's definitely not for us in our advantage. She's only looking out for herself. I brought you here because I need you to trust me. When I told you before that I needed your best behavior to uphold my good standing with the court, I meant it. But that's not the whole story. Here we go. I have your interests in mind, too. That's why I've given you your own haven, why I'm trying to teach you how to navigate the new reality, but you need to trust me, or else this won't work. You can come here whenever you feel like asking me something, when you're in trouble too, though I hope that won't happen often. I would ask that you come here when you wake up tomorrow. I'll have something to discuss with you. So either we answer I'll be here, trust needs to be earned, and why not discuss it right now? Yeah. I agree with I agree with the number 3. Why not talk right now, since we're here together? I still need to follow up on a few things before we speak. Patience, fledgling. S like HR rep. My door is always open, but don't come in. Yeah, that's true. That silence again. There's definitely something on Sophie's mind tonight, but she doesn't seem eager to share it with you just yet. I'm leaving for another visit. Come downstairs with me. We'll give you a lift. A quick trip, a promise that you'll show up tomorrow, and some polite goodbyes later. You open the door to your haven and gather your thoughts. It's exciting in a way, being dragged deeper and deeper into this secret society and its rules. Whatever Sophie has planned for you, it's bound to teach you more about this thing you have become. You sink into your vampiric sleep with just a sliver of hope. It's a welcome change. Okay, so just give me a second, guys. I will be back. I will lead you to Demon, who will be so kind to do the intermission.
Hello everyone, it's Demon Unleashed, and I'm here to entertain you during the quick little pause of Honey Lily's stream. Unlike her other game, Subnautica, well, I can't exactly do much in this game except just talk, so if you have any questions about the game or anything in general, feel free to ask. Advertisement time. Well, you can always try selling something if you'd like to sound like an advertisement, but no, I'm better than an advertisement. Yeah, so far in this game I find they don't like us very much. No, I have not played this game, Lady Cliss. This is my, well, besides watching Lord G6 play his VTMs, this is the only other time I've actually seen the game. I think the game's not bad so far, to be honest. I'm not much of a vampire fan. I'm more of a, as you know, a demon fan. So, but yeah, the game. I find the game very interesting so far. So, I've actually played Diablo, but the original one, but like when it first came out on computer. So, what do I play? I play a lot of different variety games. I like playing sports games. I like playing adventure games, horror games, pretty much anything. And I would like to thank you for joining this wonderful advertisement. And I will now send you back to your regular scheduled program.
I hope he was good. Did you try Call of the Sea Demon? She asks. Nope. He says no with the head. Hey! Vassal Start says, how are you? Welcome to the channel. We were in a small brief intermission and we are resuming now. Fine, thanks. What about you? We are doing great. Are you a Vampire the Masquerade fan? Once more, darkness falls upon the city. You wake up, same as you have these past few nights, in a windowless room. As you pry open the reinforced steel door, you look out the window to see, invariably, a sky bereft of sunlight. And then it hits you, the hunger. For a moment, you let yourself wonder if there will ever come a night when it's just not there. Given what you've learned thus far, you probably have as much chance of kickstarting your heart with jumper cables. You lock the door behind you and head over to Sophie's apartment. You did promise to call on her. Might as well not keep the lady waiting. And hey, what else are you gonna do? Call Jess? Yeah, right. What would you tell her? If she even picked up at all. She'd probably use the opportunity to stick some more needles in you. Or worse, persuade you to come back. Or go back to work. Yeah, who are you kidding? HR probably found a replacement the day after you went missing. Nobody there cares if you got kidnapped or turned into a creature of the night. These thoughts put you in a weird mood. It's a strange sensation to walk the crowded streets, same as you have so many times before, but feeling so disconnected. All these people, you're not one of them, not anymore. You're a vampire, kindred. And you need to carve your own path in this strange new existence, one way or another. Appropriately enough, you arrive at Sophie's building just as that thought crosses your mind. A quick word with the security guard and you're led into the elevator. Apparently, Miss Langley is expecting you. Of course she is. You knock and wait patiently as the footsteps on the other side of the grow closer. Finally, the door opens and Gregory, Sophie's driver, invites you in. Reason of dismissal, kidnapping turned into creature of the night. Yeah. For sure. You find the lady herself standing by the window, silhouette against the city's midnight glow. She stares out, motionless like a marble statue. Is it just me or does she kind of look like she's upset and crying? Everything all right? Am I interrupting something? Or good evening, Sophie? I would go with number 1. What do you guys think? 2? Am I interrupting something? Well, she kind of said that she was expecting us, right? Let's go with yours, Lady Cliss. Yeah. Everything all right? Is everything all right? She doesn't react immediately, but seems to snap out. I like that option for a slapper. Beesh. She doesn't react immediately, but seems to snap out of some meditative state and looks at you with strangely bleary eyes. Yes, it is. How kind of you to ask. Tell me, when you look out at this city, when you see the lights, hear the hum, smell the rain on the pavement, what do you think about? You gaze out. The lights and rain, the relentless honking below, music blasting from a nearby window, echoing off of buildings. Someone should record an hour of this and throw it up on YouTube as an ambient piece. Other than that, though, it's business as usual. The sight, the sounds, the smells, you know them all too well. Sophie watches you. You can tell she's disappointed, somehow, but she covers it up with a courteous smile. Well, not everyone can appreciate the intricacies that the world offers. In fact, among kindred, my clan is someone notorious for finding inmates meaning, even in this mundane. So, clan is a bloodline of vampires who share common characteristics passed on through the bloods from sire to child. There are 13 known clans, all of which were reputedly founded by members of the 3rd generation. You see, the blood that flows within me is that of Clan Toreador. Clan Toreador. Many Toreador emerge from the ranks of accomplished artists, both new and faded. But not all artists need wield a brush. To the Toreador, art encompasses all forms of entertainment and stimulation. The clan of the Rose courts the greatest actors, singers, writers, dancers, and even sex workers. If the degenerates believe such mortals will offer something new to their clan. Despite the custom of embracing only the best, the Toreador fixation on beauty and innocence has caused many a diva to make a fledgling in haste. Many of Moonlit Night's new clan members have emerged as shallow hedonists, one-hit wonders, or just a stunning body with nothing else to offer. Nicknames: divas, harlots, sensates, perverts, hedonists, and degenerates. There are 13 such bloodlines among us, kindred, though that number has been contested in the past, and these nights it seems that nothing is certain anymore. Bloodline, a vampire's heritage, see also clan. The clans have gone by many epithets over the years. But the names used these knights had their roots in medieval times, the original Inquisition, if you can believe it. They used these to categorize us, describe our inherent differences. In time, we adopt them ourselves. Each clan has a uniqueness about it, inescapable, originating from an ancient progenitor, carried from sire to child. For the Toreador, the gift lies in a sensitivity of sorts. We are uniquely attuned to beauty and ugliness both. We can see either where most cannot, a blessing on most nights, occasionally a curse. The sheriff is of my clan as well, although you'd be hard-pressed to see him as such. Poor Keze. It breaks my heart to see him in this state. Still, there is a beauty to it as well, nothing like a good fall from grace. Try as she might to act playful, you can tell she genuinely cares. She lets her gaze wander for a brief moment, but is quick to regain her composure. Then there are the Ventrue, known for their pride and proclivity to rule over others. The prince represents that clan, as is quite common in our society around the globe. Clan Ventrue. While many other clans claim position of influence in mortal politics and business, no one can rival the Ventrue in the game of pure power and wealth. They have long been the leaders of the Camarilla, holding more positions of power than any other clan, and they are loath to give that up. The Ventrue believe in the strength of tradition and lineage. The embrace is one of their most important rituals, and the choice of child affects the way other members of the clan treat their sire. The Ventrue therefore aim to embrace overachievers, politically or financially powerful kind, or those with a talent that sets them apart from the masses. They maintain that they are destined to rule all kindred, no matter the sacrifices involved. Their detractors call them little lords, Borgias, and tyrants. Those who respect Ventrue for keeping the Camarilla together use their terms like blue bloods, patricians, or warlords. So I did know about blue bloods because in my past life, I was actually a Ventrue when I was role-playing VTM. You read so well, it's such a joy listening to your stream. Aw, thank you, Lady Cliz. I'm worried sometimes, because I kind of sometimes trip up in my words, but it means a lot that you say that. Thank you so much. Where the Blue Bloods think themselves rulers, the Bruja like to see themselves as preeminent revolutionaries. They call for a universal rebellion, while being slaves to their own temper. So that is our clan. Clan Bruja have always embraced from the ranks of those sympathetic to counterculture and revolution. They seek out allies who question normative ideas and recognizing the fire of the oppressed. They gravitate towards the underdog. Common perception places punks, gang members, maladjusted immigrants rejected by the society that you should protect them, and placard-carrying and Molotov-wielding rioters among the Bruja. While the above is sometimes true, the clan adheres to no single ideology, and their desire for dissent reaches as deep as the fraudster ripping off his own company, the lawyer representing the poor pro bono, the neo-Nazi claiming to be alt-right, and the basement dwellers downloading thousands of movies illegally for redistribution on streaming sites. Fledglings embrace to fight and protect are commonly referred to as rebels, punks, or rabble. So that's us. After 1 hour of streaming, I would trip over every single word, so don't worry about it. Thank you. It was even worse when I was translating it, especially last weekend. I just felt just really overtired, and I was translating. I was like, like screwing up my words, and the words weren't coming to mind. So that's also partially why I decided to change it to all English for now, and then redo a French one later on. We don't discuss the rabble much anymore, not after they've largely broken off with the Camarilla. To think they were philosophers once long ago. I hope to tell you more about some of the other bloodlines tonight. So, we know that we're Bruja, but we don't know it yet. So, one is what's my clan? She might know, she might not. How can I tell a kindred's clan? And clans stick together, right? I don't think I should go with the second one because the second one, she just basically told us that we have distinct characters, and from the ones that she said so far, we would be able to identify them. Clans stick together, right? That could be it as well. Translation is very hard, especially on the stop. Yeah. I mean, professional translators only translate 3 hours a day. It's the maximum that the companies allow them because it's so energy consuming. You know what? I 100% agree. It is very energy consuming. It's because you really have to like translate and try to do it in the best manner possible because you don't want to change the significance of the phrase and still get it through. But my French is not as good as my English, so I mean I'm good in French, but I'm not a pro in French words. Like Lord G6 definitely has like an amazing vocabulary that I don't have. So I'm not like I'm very good at the basics and the general speaking and all that. But when it comes to more advanced words and intricate like phrases or metaphors or stuff like that, I'm not very good at it. Just because majority of my upbringing was made in English, as my maternal language is English. And I mean, if it's a joke or sarcasm, it's like, okay, what is the right word to portray that? Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so clans stick together, right? Let's go with that one. Demon said 3, so let's go. So clans are like families. Clan members stick together, watch each other's backs, that sort of thing. Sophie is extremely amused by that remark and tactfully holds a hand to her mouth as she lets out a light, disbelieving chuckle. No, child. Each kindred's loyalty is up to them. Having the option, perhaps, I'd be more inclined to side with a Toreador out of the sheer instinct, but that is the extent of it. Clan loyalty is superseded by loyalty to the Camarilla, but even within this sect, having allies of all stripes is preferable to having none at all. Which brings us to the reason I wanted to speak to you tonight. It is customary in our society, especially among younger kindred, to organize into coteries. Sometimes these are called by the prince themselves, or mandated by a fledgling sire. In our case, you may treat it as more of a strong recommendation. I want to seek out companions, not only because you need to learn about our society, but also because it is useful. True friendships are rare among kindred, but having allies, even temporary ones, is something of a necessity these nights. We might be selfish creatures, but we are drawn to each other's nonetheless. Where should I look for allies? Do you have your own coterie? Or what if I want to go it alone? I don't want to go alone. Do you have your own coterie? Could be a good question, as well as where should I look for allies? So, what do you guys think? I would not go with the third one. I would definitely go with either the first or the second. Both 1 or 2 are good indeed. Yeah, let's go with 1. Any suggestions on where I should start looking? I was just about to get to that. She puts on a mysterious smile. I spent some of my precious time last night asking around, pondering potential kindred for you to meet. came up with a short list of contacts. I hope you'll appreciate the gesture. Forging a partnership with them might offer perspective and viewpoints that I cannot provide. Lenses through which to view our kind. They are all members of the Camarilla, of course, more or less. Okay, who are they? Is the first question. Thanks, I guess. And you're choosing friends for me, so let's just go with number 1. Okay, who are they? Alright then, let's hear it. Who's on the list? Eager to learn about them, I see. Good, I'm glad. So, let us start with the Tremere. They are a powerful clan, disliked by many, but feared and respected by many more. They have been an important pillar of the Camarillas since the very beginning. They are blood sorcerers. So, the clan Tremere, a hermetic mage in 8th century Romania. Tremere was the leader of a cabal of magic users, rightfully feared for their obsession with knowledge and power. Unwilling to accept his own mortality, Tremere casts his eyes on the hallowed secret of immortality. In this greed, the mage instigated the most terrifying magical experiment ever conducted, damning himself and his followers to a hell of their own making. Terrified, they died and woke again to an eternity of unlife and hunger, cut off from their craft, in a mockery of their former magical rituals. Now only fresh blood allows the Tremere to cast their dramaturgic spells to twist reality. The clan is still organized like an initiatory occult order, recently fractured into a number of competing houses, each claiming to be the rightful heir of Tremere's legacy. They see true power as knowing the way of shaping the world, having access to right blood, and owning the rarest of ancient artifacts. They're usually referred to as warlocks, hermetics, or transgressors. Hey, Lord G6! Sorry for being late. My day is not normal. No worries whatsoever. I'm really glad that you're here. Actually, you know what? I just wanted to say, after reading these 5 or 6 definitions, that I'm glad that I decided to stop translating because, whoa. Just translating these alone would have taken me quite some time. You look at Sophie with a hint of disbelief. Blood sorcerers? Pretty sure Mark from QA used to brag about having a level 70 blood sorcerer. Somehow, you don't think he meant magical vampires. Yeah, they're quite something. They are. Hey, Lusambu. I hope I said that well. That kind of reminds me of Lysumbra, but Lysumbra. It kind of sounds like that. How are you? Hope you're doing well today. Sophie snickers. Oh, child, don't be caught up with that look on your face when you meet the warlock in person. They really are adept in using vitae, their own as well as others, to unique and potent effects. So vitae is definitely blood. Archaic term for the blood of a vampire. Since they are quite rigid in their hierarchy, I have a hard time saying that word for some reason. The kindred I had in mind for you might need some persuading. His name is Agathon. From what I hear, he is quite the scholar. Very ambitious. The child of a noted Tremere here in New York. Ailing Sturbridge spends enough time with Agathon, and I'm sure you'll run into her sooner or later. It is different tongue of Lysumbra, the clan founder. That's what I was thinking. I was exactly thinking that it sounded like Lysumbra. So that's awesome. Very awesome. I love it. So we have three choices here. Blood magic, intriguing. A scholar, sounds boring. And finally, a chance to meet an important person then. I would go with blood magic. I find that intriguing, although we are Bruja, so tendency would be best to say like a scholar, sounds boring. We're not really into that kind of stuff. What's not normal about it? If you have questions, just ask. Ah, thank you. That's amazing. Super sweet. So what would you guys go with? 1, 2, or 3? I'll stay for a while, I think. Well, I hope you do. And if you don't, well, just I hope you enjoy the time that you are here. So Demon likes 1. What about you, Lord G6, Lady Kliss, and Lasumber? I mean, Bruja, I would definitely go typical 2, although I am intrigued with 1 about blood magic. And we could maybe some kind, use blood magic? Yeah. Okay, great. Let's do it. This whole blood magic thing sounds intriguing. Oh yes, fascinating. It is also a well-kept secret of the Tremere. Don't expect them to share it right away. Some things have to be earned. Anyway, if you wish to contact the young Tremere, I hear you can usually find him in a New Age bookstore out on Broadway. The Tremere have one of their workshops there. Gregory will give you the details. Now, this next recommendation comes with a bit of caveat. As you recall me saying, most bloodlines have unique features that might not be obvious at first glance. Well, there is one clan whose members wear their curse on their sleeves. That's definitely the Gangrel, I'm sure of it. Oh, Nosferatu. Yeah, that's the other. Nosferatu. The clan of the Hiddens are known under many names. Hives, lepers, sewer rats, carnies, scabs, warlocks. But a few of them sound pleasant. For the Nosferatu, the embrace is a journey through abjection, as the blood of the horror gradually deforms the struggling tissue of the human body into grotesque abominations. Weeks of pain results in deformities similar to terrible birth defects, cancer growths, crippling injuries, and leper-like sores. Those who endure it find themselves as monstrous echoes of Murnau's silver screen vision. But perhaps pain and humiliation teaches compassion. The Nosferatu, as they jokingly call themselves, are the most humane of the kindred, wearing their curse on the outside rather than the inside. To blend in, some call on the blood to wear the borrowed faces of their victims or disappear from sight, while others rely on the prosthetic and heavy makeup. So I find it funny how here they literally say that it's the most humane one, but they literally wear the faces of their victims. I really actually like that part. That is very interesting. I did not know that. Man, what's with the goofy names? Guess they're really big on Blue Oyster Cult. No wonder they made them their havens and sewers, abandoned buildings and such. Their appearance is hideous and obviously unnatural. Had they walked the streets like other kindred, the kind would have learned of our existence long ago. Hard to say what clan is the most human. True, I do agree with that. Did she just shudder? It's hard to tell with her usual complexion, but you could swear her skin suddenly took on an even more sticky color. The one I have in mind isn't as big an eyesore as the worst of them, but he is no Adonis either. Still, he has some talents and connections that you might find useful. His name is D'Angelo, and he has an office, for lack of the better term, in the otherwise abandoned grain terminal in Red Hook, right next to one of those Swedish stores. The name escapes me. The ones with the awful furniture. Oh, I like that first one there. Some say Salabri that take the road of Golconda, but that road you must be more human as a human, I think. Toreador is the right answer. Yeah. Very interesting. So the first here that we have is what IKEA. The second one is an office, and the third one is hold on. What connection does he have? So yeah, I would go with what IKEA. Do you guys agree? Demon does. Let's just go with that one. Yep. A Swedish furniture store? You mean IKEA? Yes, that's it. My mind struggles to retain things that are aesthetically displeasing. D'Angelo does odd jobs for Kedze, digging up dirt, locating kindred who would prefer to remain hidden. The kind of work the Nosferatu are best at. He's on a case right now, something to do with kind of murders, I think. After your initial brush with our dear sheriff, I think it would be wise to show some goodwill towards his agenda, assisting D'Angelo with his investigation might just be the thing. She takes a brief pause to look out the window again. Now come to two more exotic proposals. Exotic? As if the blood mage and the vampire detective were business as usual. You may have heard about the gangrel. They are a wild clan in touch with their beasts in a way others might not dare to attempt. They mostly keep out of big cities, but there are exceptions. So, Clan Gangrel. Clan Gangrel are outcasts, wanderers, rogues, and hunters. They make havens in the poorest parts of the city and feel no shame for doing so. They claim few domains as their own, but defer to no prince. If a feral enters the city, the prince will either accept it or have to fight the feral to get them to back down. Gangrel embrace from the rank of survivors and fighters, leaders of prison crews and gangs, explorers, urban and otherwise, and any kind who sees a world as something to traverse instead of something to hide from. They care not for looks or title, but for accomplishment and reputation. They are commonly referred to as wolves, feral, and outcasts, or, in a more derogatory manner, as animals, strays, and savages. I'm pretty sure Demon would relate mostly to this one, because he loves wolves. Nominally, they haven't been a part of the Camarilla for over 2 decades, but the one kindred I would like you to meet has strong, shall we say, familial ties to the sect. Her name is Tamika. Her sire, Jezebel, was instrumental during the battles of New York back in 1999, the very same battle that cemented the city as Camarilla domain. Sadly, her achievements have gone largely unrecognized. Tamika and a number of her siblings still reside in the domain they were awarded after the battle, Prospect Park. Jezebel herself left the city some years ago, fed up with being underappreciated. So we have three choices here. Anything more about Tamika? You mentioned siblings, and should I contact non-Camarilla clans? So that third one I know better, that I would say no. You mentioned siblings, and anything more about Tamika? I would go with the second question. Demon goes with 1. What about you, Lord and Lasambu? And Lady Cliss, if you're still there. You guys might be lurking, and that's all good. 1 as well? Okay, let's do that. You seem to know a lot about her sire, but is there anything else you can tell me about Tamika? I asked around. Out of all Jezebel's childer, Tamika is known to be the most rational and cool-headed, at least for a gangle. That said, she's likely to have a unique way of appraising your worth. I cannot say how exactly, but you should be prepared for an interesting conversation at the very least. Then again, that could be said of almost every kindred in this city. There's that mysterious smile again. So you see, seeking out Tamika could prove quite educational, if nothing else. And who knows, perhaps you will find her temperament to be a welcome change of pace. Going for a bike ride. Talk soon, honey. I'll see you tonight. Yep, have fun. Enjoy that bike ride. Hopefully it's not too hot. See you later. Thank you for being here as usual. Show those vampires who's boss, Defo. Thank you. But speaking of change of pace, I have one last suggestion for you, though it's one I don't make lightly. The kindred who calls herself Hope. Hope. I like that name. I need to lose those chips and poutine that I ate last. Oh, so no choice. I feel you there. I really do. I actually have a bag of chips here that I'm waiting to eat impatiently. Yeah, he was awesome during the ad break, I'll admit. Oh, I love Malkavian. She's a Malkavian. They are a uniquely cursed clan. For centuries, we considered them mad, insane, unhinged. I like to say perfectly imperfect, and perfectly insane. But those of us who spend enough time with them come to understand the truth. Malkavian. Psychologists would diagnose the children of Malkav with schizophrenia, depression, obsessive-compulsive disorder, or post-traumatic stress disorder, sometimes all at once. In reality, Clan of the Moon are all of these things and none. Like the wise madmen of poetry, their derangement stems from seeing too much of the world at once, from understanding too deeply and feeling emotions that are too strong to bear. They self-medicate with blood, but that is just a temporary solution. All Malkavians suffer mental illness following the embrace, sometimes accentuating an existing condition, other times adding a new dimension to their instability, as if their thoughts and actions were based on otherworldly logic. There seems to be no knowing when their conditions will manifest destructively or when it will offer important perspective where such were previously lacking. They are referred to as oracles, jesters, and visionaries, or in a more insulting manner, as madmen, liabilities, and lunatics. Weird every one I know from Vampire loves the Children of the Moon. Yeah. Seriously, I don't know why, I'm just drawn to them. Maybe because I'm an anxious person myself. It is no sickness, but a unique perception of the world that has them appear to us as unstable, and that perception can prove to be very valuable. Something about them, I guess. Yeah. I think it's the fact that we can just kind of be a little crazy, right? Which we kind of are, but like I said, perfectly crazy. Having a Malkavian as your companion might be taxing on the nerves and a true test of patience at times, but their insight and intuition are unrivaled among kindred. As for Hope, specifically, she is said to be a recluse, but I have it on good authority that she can currently be found in an internet cafe. I believe it's called in Lower Manhattan. Gregory has the address. She doesn't sound like my type. An internet cafe? Quaint. Or where did you learn about Hope? I will go with question number 3. I'm curious to know how she knows Hope. Yeah, I agree. Let's do 3. Where did you learn about her exactly? One of my colleagues told me about her. He considers her uniquely talented and tapped into the current fads among kind. Not something I am personally interested in, as I'm sure you know by now. I take his word on it, at any rate. Well, I believe that's all of them. I still have a few social calls to make tonight, so I'll leave you to it. Use tonight and tomorrow night to arrange some cordial visits of your own. I will send Gregory for you as soon as I have further need of your services. Oh, that reminds me. You will need a car. Join us upstairs. Join us downstairs, won't you? She smiles once more and turns to her driver. He helps her put on her coat, and the 3 of you leave Sophie's apartment. Sophie points to one of the cars near the building as Gregory hands you the keys. It's a rather inconspicuous compact car, a decent-looking, if not luxurious, ride. Stay safe, Jack. This is your first night alone. Don't let it be your last. As they drive away, you find yourself with more freedom than you've had the past few nights. A blessing or a burden, time will tell. With the list of addresses in hand, you consider your next move. Okay, so it's a kind of magic. Sophie's mentions a vampire clan blood sorcerer sparked your attention. One of them, Agathon, could potentially be your introduction into the bizarre power of the Tremere. So that's Agathon. Sophie suggests you meet Hope, a reclusive member of the Malkavian clan. She's supposedly holed up in an internet cafe in Lower Manhattan. Gumshoe in the dark. A recent string of violent killings as the Red Hook districts of Brooklyn on edge. Sophie mentioned that Kadir al-Asmai has a secret associate investigating the murders, a Nosferatu neonate by the name of D'Angelo. If you help him out, he might be persuaded to form a lasting partnership. And finally, Sophie mentioned a gangrel neonate by the name of Tamika, who's made herself a haven in Prospect Park. The Farrells aren't exactly a social bunch, even by kindred standards, but if you can keep her from clawing your eyes out just long enough, she might be persuaded to join you. So, we have 4 different people that we could go see. What are your preferences? I'm kind of leaning towards Hope right now. I'm interested as well in Tamika. Well, I mean, I want to see all of them eventually, that's for sure. So do I. So you're talking about Hope, right? So your vote is Hope. How about you, Demon? And Lord G6? Demon agrees. So we got 2 for Hope. Those are the kind of choices you should note. Yeah. 100% I agree. Okay, so let's go with Hope, guys. It's a quiet, moody internet cafe. Half of its space serves as a comfy coffee bar these days, but behind a glass wall, it still has space dedicated to rows of PCs. From the street, you can notice tired adults in casual clothes typing away absent-mindedly, and some bored kids wasting the late evening hours on colorful online games. If Sophie's intel is to be believed, this is where Hope has set up her haven. One of the waiters is standing outside the building, gazing at the sky with a smartphone in one hand and a vape pen in the other. You approach the man and tell him, "I'm looking for Hope. I was supposed to meet Hope here, or I'm here on official business." This is a tough one because we're not sure how she's going to take this. I don't want to lie and say that I'm supposed to meet her, because that's not, well, it's not really a lie because she did say we were supposed to see her. Demon says 3. Let's go with that one. I'm here on official business. I'm here on for professional reasons. My superior pointed me to this place and I told me that I can meet a person called Hope here. Can you help me out? He releases a soft chuckle. Professional reasons, come on. The man slowly takes a drag from his e-cig, sizing you up and down in silence. After a long, awkward moment, he raises his voice again. Come, right this way. He heads back into the cafe, and you follow his lead. When you make your way through the space with computers, no one averts their gaze from the spreadsheets, emails, Facebook profiles, or games of Fortnite. It's a common sight. One you wouldn't have paid much attention to a few weeks ago, but now it seems so unnervingly quaint. Would they still be spending their time like this if they were immortal? True, eh? The waiter unlocks an assuming door at the end of the room and lets you inside. You two swiftly make your way through a labyrinth of sterile gray corridors, taking confusing twists and turns. Feels like you're traveling into a different world, crossing one invisible portal after another. Eventually, you reach your destination. Your guide motions you to enter a dark room with a lone source of pale light, a computer screen in the distance beckoning you to come closer. As you do, you hear the door shutting behind your back and a short chuckle echoing behind it. Is this the place? Nothing else to do but sit in a chair in front of the computer. The monitor displays a modern chat application. A cursor is blinked in the user nickname entry field in the middle of the screen, obviously expecting you to input your handle. After brief consideration, you type in your name, a random string of characters, or something goofy. I'll just go with my name. What do you guys think? Okay. Jack. Better play it straight and prove you have nothing to hide as a gesture of goodwill. After a few seconds, the chat window opens. A message starts appearing on the screen in quick succession. Hostage executioner. That's a lot of stuff. Wow, there's so much stuff going on. Okay. Hostage executioner. Just to be clear, I don't have a wank rag. LMAO. Oh, for sure. No FR. LMAO was meant for Jerry, of course. Not much longer. Bastardo. Yes, Jerry is the chat MVP. Hostage is executioner. I mean, I've admitted to far worse things on here. Sexy bozo. God, I'm so horny. Hostage executioner. Not sure why I'd have a need to lie about this one. Luna. Oh my god, literally, who cares? Turtle guy. You and me both, bozo. Heart's filthy lesson. Wait, who's Jack? Jesse Hooker. Jack? Hopeful no. No idea. Thirst victim. A new user. Wasn't here a second before. Hostage executioner. What the hell? Was anyone informed? Hopeful? No. No announcement. Heart's filthy lesson. I know I wasn't. Jerry 2010. Luna. Ugh. Jack, identify yourself within 2 minutes or get banned. Okay. That goes silent. Sorry. The chat goes silent. Everyone seemingly waiting for you to say something before proceeding. This must be a close-knit group. Better say something before they kick you out. I'm looking for Hope. Who are you people? Or I am a vampire. I would not say I'm a vampire because we don't know who we're talking to. And they're asking me to identify myself, so I would say I'm looking for Hope. let's do that. Jack, looking for Hope. Is she here? Who the fuck are you? Wow, everyone is so mad. Dumbass. Yeah, okay. Who the fuck are you? Says Vulgar. Hopeful no, this was meant to be a safe channel. Jerry 2010, investigating what went wrong. Sexy Bozo. How did they even get in here? Jerry, stay calm. Hopeful. Can you get their location, Jerry? Jerry, LOL. Jerry, yeah, sure. Bastardo. That's our Jerry. Jerry, gonna DM it to anyone interested. Bastardo. Oh boy, now you're in trouble, Jack. Hostage executioner. Yeah, you're gonna regret. Dumbass. You're gonna regret the day you decided to spy on us. The waiter brought me here. I don't want trouble, I'm leaving. Or presents. Try to get the chat under control. Let's go with presents. I think you guys would agree. Okay, let's do that. You've had enough of these trash-talking randoms. Time to teach them some respect. Your blood fires up, ancient power starts coursing through your veins, fingers tapping the keyboard buttons on their own. You people better stay quiet if you know what's good for you. You have no idea who you're messing with. You will obey me. Oh my god. Oh, that could not end well. We definitely asserted dominance there. The chat goes silent once again, and then it explodes. What am I looking at here? LOL. Haha, what am I looking at here? Sexy Bozo, LOL. Vulgar. Oh shit. Watch out, he started typing properly. Heart's filthy lesson. I'm so glad I decided to log in earlier today. Fuck Jack. You have no idea who you're missing, but... Heart's filthy lessons. Would be so pissed if I missed this. Vulgar. You know he means business. Third victim. 2 dots. Ah ha 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 ha. That was priceless. Guess your powers don't work online. Go figure. You know your cheeks would turn blood red right now if they could still. Terry 2010. Got the info. Third victim. Nice. Turtle guy. You want to die, asshole? Jesse Hooker. You will die. Luna. You will die. Fuck Jack. Die. Neoliberal. Die. Pretty clear. They want us to die. Bastardo. Sentenced to death for a shitty name their mom gave them. Tough shit. I'm literally on my way to kill you right now. Thirst victim. Yeah, sorry to inform you you're about to die. Vulgar. Rest in peace, bitch. Queen of the South. You're getting your throat slit right here, right now. A split second after you read the message, you feel someone's arm tightening around your neck. The violent return to reality catches you off guard. A jolt of panic rushes through your brain, paralyzing you momentarily. You've come to the wrong chat room, motherfucker. A ridiculous whisper rings out next to your ear, and the grid under your head gets even tighter. You start struggling, but even with your newfound supernatural strength, you're having trouble breaking out. This isn't a normal human you're dealing with. Last words? Sophie sent me here. Good luck, I can't die, or your chat room sucks ass. I would go with the first one, but definitely the person in me definitely wants to say your chat room sucks ass. But I want to be respectful here because it's supposed to help me. So, Sophie sent me here. What do you guys think? Okay. Sophie sent me here. Sophie sent me here. Langley? The hand holding your chin shifts its position slightly. Don't struggle or I will break your windpipe. Or my phone. Which would end even worse for you. Sounds of camera shutter and lights flashing. Did they just take some selfies with you? Of course she did. Alright, that's enough fun. I'm letting you go. We can have a talk. Don't do anything stupid, Mr. Intruder. Pretty please? The mysterious assailant loosens their grip on you and gently pushes you away. You quickly turn to take a good look at them. Let me just finish this. It's a pale blonde woman in her 20s, giving you a slightly judgmental look while rapidly tapping away at her phone screen. First, you notice her outrageous outfits, seemingly thrown together from random thrift store finds. Then you take note of her tattoo, a sprawling tapestry of odd patterns and designs covering every visible part of her body. At first glance, it all seems aimless, but it has a consistent sense of style upon closer inspection. Her eyes focus on you for a second. Gave you a scare, huh? Sorry, that's what you get for entering a lady's haven without her permission. And she's back to her phone. With her relatively small build, it's hard to believe you had trouble empowering her physically. But then again, nothing is what it seems. When it comes to the undead, and even compared to the vampires you've met so far, she comes off as an eccentric, curious presence. She shoots you another glance, noticing you're still cautious of her. Calm yourself, man. I won't pull anything like this anymore. It was just, feels stupid saying it loud. A vibe check. Vibe check? Vibe check or vibe check. To me, those are all three pretty much the same, so I'm just gonna go with, yeah, take vibe check. Version 3, Demon says. Okay, let's go with version 3. Sorry. What? Yeah, I got a glimpse of your vibe on the internet, and in a dangerous situation, I'd say I've got a pretty good idea of who you really are. I'm Hope, by the way. If you're here, you've probably heard of me, so I went ahead and skipped the pleasantries, but come to think of it, I might have skipped too many of those. Yeah, she definitely fits the description you were given by Sophie. She's fabulous. I love her. She is lucky that he is no Lusombra. That is true. I still can't believe you got so mad online. You actually tried to use your powers on people talking trash about you from who knows where. Jesus. But you know, I kind of respect that dedication. It's amusing. Anyways, don't worry about the chat. It was all a game to us. No hard feelings, okay? I'll introduce you properly later. With the clan weakness, there's hard to see it. True. On the monitor, the chatters continue normally. Your visit is likely yesterday's news. No longer relevant to anything. But, look, if we're going to talk about you, you should have something to say too. What are you doing here? About time she asked. Note to self, she really loves the sound of her own voice. Sophie Langley sent me. I'm building a coterie. Or I need help. So let's go again with the first one, although we did say it. I wouldn't ask for favors right now, so 3 to me would be a little off. 2, I'm building a coterie. Yeah, that could be exactly good. Roll credits. Exactly, if I'm asking for a favor, right? I'm building a coterie. Let's go with that. I'm looking for people to join my coterie. Coterie? Been there, done that. Not interested unless... She takes a closer look at you. Her eyes go wide. Wait. Shit! Are you the new Langley plaything? Words seem to be getting around fast. Of course you are. It was obvious from the second Langley got her hand on a new servant. She'd start building a network. Your emissions tell me that could really come in handy when... But Langley, that's a risky game. This kind of ambition attracts too much attention. Piss off. But then again, fucking Kara. She seems to be having a spirited argument with herself. Only parts of it is audible. It is just you, or do her facial expressions and body language change a bit between one sentence and the other? I'm pretty sure the demon can attest that my facial expressions are definitely changing while I'm reading this, because I'm having fun right now. Before you make certain it's not just your eyes playing tricks on you, she focuses half of her attention back on you. That other half, of course, is still obsessed with her smartphone. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not interested in cooperation, but before I make my decision, I need to make sure you sort of understand me and that I sort of understand you. And since I was planning to put on a show before you came here, I propose a little game. Hope absent-mindedly spins her phone in her hand, considering how to put her thoughts into words. Then she approaches a switch on the wall and flicks it. Neon lights flare up, illuminating the room. You take a look around. The room is certainly unique. It looks like a space. The modern computer in front of you starkly contrasts the ominous industrial walls. It is quite beautiful, to be honest. At the back, there's an overwrought bed covered in velvet with meat hooks hanging above it. Now that's the Malkavian right there. On top of the bed sheets, you notice what seems to be a piece of elaborate S&M equipment and a camera. Wait a minute. You want my help? Moderate my cam show. Cam show? Your eyebrows twitch involuntarily. This is definitely not the kind of request you expected to hear tonight. She notices your confusion. Take it or leave it, buddy. You just became a kindred, but you want to become my partner in crime. So show me how you handle yourself while watching my back in my everyday environment. She's serious. How to be a Twitch moderator, the game. Exactly, and I have some practice because I'm a mod in another stream. This is it. This is what I've been working for, working towards. Let's get this done. The show starts in 10 minutes. If you think yourself better than this, better walk out the door right now. I won't hold a grudge. I've just got better things to do. As if to prove it, she looks at something displayed on her phone and cracks a brief grin. Another reply typed down with absurd speed. Tap, 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 tap. 9 minutes. It's now or never. Show moderator. Risk of violating the masquerade? Hi. Content warnings? Oh, yes. So, do you take the job? Why the hell not? If I have to, or I'm definitely out. I say, why the hell not? Do you guys agree? Yes! Let's do this, guys. Why the hell not? Hope brightens up, and her smile looks surprisingly sincere. Excellent. I promise you might find this interesting in more ways than one. All right, give me a second. She spends a minute setting up the computer you used before, then urges you to sit down. The explanation of the moderator's functionalities is simple. It boils down to ignoring anyone who doesn't disrupt the chat, banning anyone who does, and kicking anyone who's causing minor trouble. 5 minutes later, she's already online, sitting on her bed in a provocative pose. It is a sex show, isn't it? Her voice, previously hushed, rings out with full force. How are you doing tonight, hopefuls? You peek at the chat. We're not worthy. Queen. Fucking A. Angel. TOT. Hell yeah. Time to fuck. I don't think that anything right now that they've said is bad, so I would not kick or ban. I mean, this is part of the show, right? So let's just go with ignore. You're tempted to try out the kick and ban prompts as soon as possible, but obviously you won't punish someone for a little dirty talk. Thank you. Today's show is quite special. Please welcome our new moderator, Jack. LMAO, LMAO. Oh, who? LMAO. Sorry for the sentencing you to death earlier. That's actually funny. So, at least the community here seems to be a bit more welcoming this time. Looks like this place has an established hazing ritual, or maybe they and Hope came up with one specifically for you. Who knows? You decide to stay silent. Eventually, people stop riffing on you and focus entirely on the start of the show. Alright, let's start this one with a bang, shall we? It begins. Queen. Oh boy, she's going to do it. So this is where the strip show starts. You raise your head, curious about what kind of performance she's going for. First, she opens her mouth and reveals her retractable fangs in front of the camera. Right off the bat, the online audience is treated to a sight of her wholly human set of teeth turning into a monster's maw. The image is both revolting and fascinating. Yes, it's definitely curious. She raises her left wrist for everyone to see and then bites. The fangs immediately turn her arm into a horrifying gory mess. It's unclear if she used them to slash or bite. But one thing is for sure, no ordinary human could cause such damage. If an ordinary human suffered such a wound, you'd expect a geyser of blood to appear, too. But it doesn't. Hope's technically a corpse, so it's impossible. She flashes a monstrous smile and starts smearing Vitae all over her hand to maximize the impact of the violent image. Then she starts drinking it up. She makes it a point to make the sight as gruesome as possible, looking like hyena feasting on a corpse. The contrast of her behavior with her look of an Instagram model is stunning. Demon's like, what is this? Yeah, welcome to the VTM world, my dear. Once she's done, she reveals her wrist to the camera for the last time. She starts making theatrical gestures with her right hand as the wound begins to mend. Shortly after, the wound is gone. It's like a magician's trick. Her left hand looks like nothing had ever happened to it. Here's an appetizer, first blood to kick off the show. While you're wondering what the hell is going on, Hope catches a glimpse of your bewildered face and turns into your direction. How is that for an opening? This is not a sex show. You're shooting snuff, and are you hurt? I would go with the first one, because he was kind of thinking it was a sex show, so she might think that's funny. Or she could be insulted, but yeah, 1 or 3. What do you guys think? All 3 are bad, I think, so let's go with 1. Okay, let's do it. This isn't a sex show? Sex? What were you counting on me getting naked in front of you or something? Oh, honey. We've just met each other. If you expected a strip show, yeah, sorry to disappoint. This is more like live streamed digital art. The erotic subtext is there, of course. Internet without sex. You peek at the chat. They're going wild. She did that for free. I'd love to lick your wrist clean, my fallen angel. Yes, nothing more arousing than a beautiful woman teetering on the edge of oblivion, a rose petal dancing in the eye of a violent hurricane. But eroticism is not the key here. It's vampirism. It's a new frontier, a living art installation. In the early 90s, the Japanese artists kept introducing these videotapes with beautiful women committing gory harakiri. Those are an inspiration. She bares her fangs again in a devious grin. But I've not an interest in auto-destruction or turning myself into a victim. This is a celebration of a body I love, not self-inflicted punishment. The audience came here to marvel at a beautiful vampire and her awe-inspiring powers. Mending wounds is just one of these powers. The people watching can pay to see more. Oh, and don't worry. The only thing the audience can see and hear are the things I allow them to. We can talk freely. Just remember to moderate the chat, will you? High risk of violating the masquerade. What a joke. She blatantly breaching it in front of the anonymous viewers. Still speechless, you turn your attention to the screen. Hey, Gappa, alright. It's going too fast. Hold on, I'll go back up. Alright, I'm feeling generous today. Have you planned your next tattoo yet? I'll pay for the next attraction. Looking like a pink marshmallow covered in raspberry sauce. Thirst victim, just letting you know you're based. I know. Okay, so far I would go with ignore again. You let the guy vent his excitement. Seems harmless. A special message appears on the chat log, claiming somebody has successfully sponsored the first goal of the show. Hope smiles and picks up a bag of blood from underneath the bed. It must have been retrieved from a blood bank. She showcases the label to the camera for everyone to see. Drink up, drink up, drink up, drink up. Hope pours all the content of the bag into her throat. You have no doubt it's real blood, but wonder why the viewers would be so satisfied with something that's so easy to fake. Don't worry, it pays well enough. You don't even bother to tell her this is not what you're thinking about. Safe to assume she knows. So what do you know about the Kindred and the internet? Have they told you anything? While she's waiting for someone to sponsor her next vampire feed, she decides to start a conversation. 24-hour stream to build a VOST. A VOZHD. Is this the right time? Is there a vampire internet or no, nothing? I think I would just go with no, nothing. She's in a show, like I wouldn't necessarily want to go with extra attention. That would be interesting. What do you guys think? I don't think there's a vampire internet. Yeah, I'll go with 3. No, nothing. Well, makes sense. Not the first thing you'd teach to a fledgling. See, some of us used to experiment with our own secure network. We tried to build our own information hubs, social networks, everything. She's still working the phone in one hand while looking at something under the bed with the other. On how many things can she concentrate at one time exactly? The one day the NSA got in, turns out elders never really got the hang of proper security practice, or the sigils they used to smear on their screens didn't exactly work as advertised. Then, of course, all of the other 3-lettered intelligence agencies of the world got the intel. And a lot of them decided bloodsuckers were the perfect new enemies for a post 9/11 times. The Second Inquisition came into being. Ever heard of it? So Elder is a vampire who has experienced at least 2 or more centuries of unlife. Elders are the most active participants in the Tiad, the secret, self-destructive war gauge between the ancient undead. Elder vampires tend to manipulate their lesser kin, using them as pawns in a terrible game, the rules of which defy comprehension. The Second Inquisition, often abbreviated as SI, a collective name among vampires for the recent coordinated efforts of intelligence agencies to combat the kindred as if they were a terrorist threat. Few individual agents understand what they are fighting. In the intra-agency collaboration, codenamed First Light, places enormous import on keeping their operations secret and disguised as ordinary anti-terrorist action. A lot of our kind died just because they were too present online. Right now, the remains of our old network serves as government honeypots, kept alive to attract fledglings and hunt them down. You post a certain keyword on Twitter, Facebook, you get tagged for investigation. You fit certain patterns, you get tagged for investigation. So there's a certain thrill in becoming an online presence without attracting attention from the authorities. She stretches on the bed. I hope you are still monitoring the chat. Of course not. You're not as good as dividing your attention as she is. You correct your mistake and check the recent messages. Ah, is she talking to somebody? Can't wait for the real thing to start. This 2-monitor setup rules Call of Duty on one screen, Drop Dead Hotness on the other screen. The only woman I don't hate. Hope, more likely my favorite hoe. Oh, that one I don't like. I would say Kick, because no one's going to call Hope a hoe. I'm going to go with that one. You give the guy a kick. Get yourself a normal nickname, douchebag. After 10 seconds, he's back with the same handle. Time for a decision. Ignore or ban. Well, ban? This kind of nickname only suggests trouble. You get rid of them permanently. Good job. Yay! She's keeping close tabs on you. Anyway, yeah. When the Nosferatu admitted to Camarilla, their network got compromised. The Elder went batshit insane. Internet communications became strictly forbidden. There were executions. A lot of people who used social media to secretly contact their mortals' families and lovers got offed. That goes without saying. But if you weren't careful, even the most innocent web usage could result in being punished with final death. Thanks to users Dick Steele, the next goal has just gotten successfully funded. Let's go. Vanishing Act. Dehumanize yourself and face the bloodshed. She raises her hands, 3 fingers up, 2 fingers up, 1 finger up. The countdown ends and she immediately disappears from the screen, like a ghost. You can still see her on the bed, but the live feed indicates there's nobody there. When you deeply focus on the digital image, you swear you can make out some unusual glitching where her silhouette should be, but it could very well be just placebo. You're ready for this? 3, 2, 1. A flash on the camera. The instant she reappears on the screen, she takes a selfie, sticking her tongue out in a provocative manner. The chat room explodes in cheer again. She is their vampire queen. You briefly wonder about her being glued to the screen. Is this the fantasy everyone is here for? A girl showing off cheap magic tricks while lazily browsing her social media? You realize you are way out of your depth here. Meanwhile, Hope decides to continue her lecture. Those were some wild times, especially in New York. While most of them have no clues to our real nature, a lot of clandestine organizations have classified us as national threats. And since this is where the towers fell, the agencies are very much present around here, looking for easy PR victories. The last SI raid here was just a few years ago, and it was a big one. Stirred up the hornet's nest, something fierce. But although it's 2019, New York City is ruled by someone who got embraced before World War fucking II. And the cam as a whole got really spooked and swore off the internet. Of course, they're not dumb and understand that you can't really coexist with modern kind without the internet. It's a gray zone right now, like piracy. Technically frowned upon, but let the one without sin cast the first stone. The SI is a real threat, no joke, but in many senses, the darkest place is right under the candle. You take another look at the screen. Bender. We want blood. Fuck Jack. How about some bad stuff? Can you do some bad stuff? Can you show us next time? Jesse Hooker. It's been a long, hard day. Please give me a shout out. A familiar nickname pops up. Mazachis Sama. I'm definitely kicking. You're gonna get kicked. Kick. You give the guy a kick for spamming the chat. The message is deleted so fast. Hope I not have even noticed it. A duty carried out well. You're surprised to feel an inkling of pride. Oh yeah, fun fact about being a vampire. We can sweat and pee, and we just exert ourselves really hard. Some of us can even orgasm. We can even cry, but only tears of blood. It's something I always dreamed of doing when I was 14. So romantic. And it drives them crazy. As proof of her words, a scarlet tear starts running down her face. The chat goes wild. This seems to be exactly the kind of thing they've been waiting for. Ah, an angel. Ah, an angel that fell down from heaven. Oh my god, she did it again. Beautific. Turtle guy. Hope he tortured soul finds some calm eventually. Fuck man. Can you imagine USA assembling a blood-sucking squad that would just cruise by the order and suck blood out of any illegal they found? The very thought gives me the biggest boner. I'm gonna kick that one too. And kicked. Just to be clear, you realize what we're doing here is a blatant breach of the masquerade, right? I honestly expected you to leave and inform somebody by now, but you haven't, have you? Try to focus on the chat. A familiar nickname is displayed on the screen. Mazachis Sama. Not him again. Ban. Looks like Mr. Mazachis needs a long break. After you ban him, you hear Hope's voice. Good job handling that guy. Great. If nothing else works out, seems like you fit this job at the very least. In any case, the last goal has just been funded. It's time for the great finale. This is what you've all been waiting for, right? Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Her voice has changed. She gets closer to the camera, letting her face fill the frame of the live feed. Her mesmerizing eyes are focused purely on the viewer. You wanted blood. Come out into the streets. Claw out your neighbors' throats. Slash their veins and drink up. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes. Hope's presence becomes absolutely horrifying and influences the chat in some incomprehensible way. Everyone starts typing like they are possessed. Liberate yourself from the shackles of ordinary morality. Make them scream. Feel the warmth of their entrails. What the hell is she doing to those people? What have you gotten yourself into? Transcend your bodies. Release the message of hope into the world. She jerks violently for a second and then falls down onto the bed like a marionette that has just had its strings severed. She exhales loudly a few times and laughs. When she does, the room goes dark again. All right, that's enough. Instead of continuing, she does something with her phone. The stream ends and the chat instantly becomes dead quiet. Let me take over. The atmosphere in the room has completely changed. She's already put herself together and stood up. Now she's walking towards you. At Vulgar, what the fuck just happened? Jerry, guess the show is over. Everyone relax and go home. Hostage executioner. Ah, and I was almost ready to come, bros. Luna. Hostage, I swear on my father's grave, one day I will find you and kick the ever-living shit out of you. After every line she delivers, she changes her voice, the way she puts her lips together, and even the way she moves. You've caught glimpses of her acting this way, but only now have you started to figure it out. Wait a minute, does this mean 3 dots? What the hell just happened? Question mark. And 3 dots, but it's impossible. This one's a tough one. You'd go with 1. Wait a minute, does this mean? Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. What do you guys think, Demon? And Lord? 1 as well. Let's do it. Wait a minute, does this mean? Wait a minute, does that mean? At Miss Point du Lac? I'm immortal. I'm bored. I'm separated from most vampires in the city by a generational chasm. And I'm so goddamn lonely. The internet used to be my only friend. Years ago, I started researching tulpas, collective unconsciousness, all the mumbo-jumbo at the intersection of psychology and spirituality, and I decided to experiment. The show was fake. A few years later, I was an Instagram fashionista, a successful erotic model, a vital part of pop culture commentaria, a viral shit poster, a cryptocurrency expert. At Honey Legion. All of my internet cells started signal boosting each other, paving the way to the new ones. I became a one-woman empire surrounded by legions of psychopaths. Honey Legion. I know! I was thinking the same thing. I was like, honey, yeah! That chat was fake. At me. Some may think it is a dissociative identity disorder, but that's bullshit. Everyone has online alter egos they buried. I just resurrected them, gave birth to the new ones, and let them crossbreed. Her constant tapping at the phone, even during the show, somehow she's capable of impersonating an entire chat room. Wow. Literally, I don't even have a self that could dissociate or be mentally ill. I'm a host, a living database. Alive because I find it fun to be an information conduit to process trends and support the ones I deem worthy. There was no masquerade violation. She was showing off her skills all along. She put you into a world of pure fiction, the same way she was testing you when she attacked you from the back. Damn, she's good at this. She is. Of course, you can just ignore what I'm saying and decide I'm just another deranged Malkavian, but hey, annihilation of the self is the only way to survive in the 21st century. Sounds like Tremere Regent that puts his spirit in the internet. Yeah. If there ever was an era that demanded image of beautiful people transcending beyond humanity and inspiring others to do the same, it's this one. Although for now, because of Masquerade, my audience is quite limited. Speaking of, do you want to be the star of my next movie? I'd go, sure, why not? Yeah, I kind of want to. Or just say nothing. 2. I'm a little undecided on this one. Sure, why not? Or just say nothing. She's kind of crazy. And Abrua, like, does he really want... I don't know. Let's just go 3 dots. Need some time to mull it over? Sure. No worry. No, sorry to disappoint. But yeah, your test is over. Now the question is, do I want to work with you? She puts away her phone for the first time since you've met her and gives you a good, hard look. Guess I can give it a shot. Yeah. You're not that dumb. You're not that boring, and you're kind of cute. Don't worry, no more modding jobs. Mods get attached, and that's always bad news. She grabs your arm and starts leading you out of her room. I put you through enough shit. Next time, I'll let you in on a little job I'm doing. We'll hit the streets, and you'll see why Sophie told you to contact me. She leads you through a labyrinth of great corridors. It's a different route than the one you made your way through in. This city is much more than what its elites consider real. What its elites consider real. Stick with me and I'll guide you to places Camarilla elders couldn't reach in 100 years. She leads you to the building and to the back alleys. Even if someone else rules the streets, we will rule the information highways. This is the power of hope. Ooh, I got a trophy. Yes. Good job, mods. She lets out the theatrical laugh and disappears. You don't even notice when she leaves you alone, but you assume everything went as well as it could. A new ally, the power of hope. So our coterie is growing. She is our first official ally. Sorry. That was a sneeze. Excuse me. You already knew it, but you're now a certified mod. Yes! Certified! As you walk off into the night, everything around you feels a little less tangible than it did a few hours ago. Okay, so we have got our first ally in our coterie, and that is Hope. And I am proud of this. I am very, very proud of this. That being said, it's getting that time. So it is 5 o'clock and I must get off. We must eat dinner, because we are not kindred. Well, I mean, I could try to suck demon's blood, but I don't know. I'm not sure I would be satisfied with just that. So anyways, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and please do come back next Sunday at 2:30 Eastern Time for the rest. Demon blood isn't good. Well, I'll be the judge of that. Anyways, so I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun with you guys today. Really a lot of fun. And not that I didn't when I was translating French to English. I definitely had fun as well. I just enjoy the fact that we were able to do a good 2 chapters today versus just 1. And we did learn a lot. I nearly wrote, "Stream it please, Queen," but I'm no Hope. That is so funny. Oh my god, she's amazing. I really liked her. The way she set that all up and everything, that was amazing. It was an amazing chapter. That's all I can say. So, to everyone in the chat, I bid you have a good night, and we are going to stream later the following, maybe an hour or 2 of Man of Medan, me and Demon, so we're going to be continuing the story that we did start this morning, And if not, Saturday is our Subnautica survival mode, and again Sunday, the following of VTM, the Coteries of New York. So it was a pleasure. Shout out to Lord G6 if you guys haven't checked him out. He is also a Vampire the Masquerade fan, and he does also stream some amazing content, not only on Vampire the Masquerade, but also other amazing games. So go check him out. He's in my referred at the bottom of my channel, and I wish you all a good night. Bye!